Hi, you are live with Insurance Claims Radio. I'm your host, Phil Coutu. I'm the owner of Rooftop Roofing, Rooftop Restoration, Insurance Claims School, Power Adjusters, and Power Appraisers. We've got an experienced panel today. We've got a gentleman by the name of Ryan with Blue Ribbon Contracting on. And we have another gentleman by the name of James D'Angelo. He's a longtime prominent public adjuster in Colorado. Ryan for Blue Ribbon Contracting can be reached at 720-975-4253. He specializes in residential and commercial claims. James D'Angelo, public adjuster, 35 plus years in the contracting public adjusting business. He can be reached at 303-885-3731. I know both these gentlemen. I've worked several claims with James D'Angelo. Myself, I'm also a public adjuster. I used to be a partner in an insurance catastrophe company where we work directly for the insurance. We also do appraisals. We are trying to get the message out to policyholders, that's you, the public, about things to look for when you want to get a second opinion on your claims. Our topic we're going to start off with today, we're going to go to Ryan here right away. We're going to talk about Ryan seeing out there. He's doing residential and commercial claims. We're going to talk about shingles. And when the insurance company says, oh, your roof's repairable. Oh, your roof has no damage. Or when the engineers come out and say, oh, yeah, that's not really damage. Ryan, let's open up with you. And what's the difference in opinions that you're seeing on damage assessment with an engineer versus what you see as damage?
I mean, we've had engineers on a couple of jobs. One is they look at what the granular loss is. And to define granular loss, it's where the granules on the shingle have actually been displaced or they've fallen off the shingle into either into the gutters or something similar. You get on there and you're sliding around, okay? Those granulars are what protect the matting that protects the rest of the roof and the underlayment, and then the OSB is typically how that's laid down, whether it's synthetic or you have ice and water shield. But we're seeing them get up there and look. If they don't see enough damage in a 10 by 10 squares, typically what they do, they're asking for, anywhere from 4 to 8 hits. We get to the point where they're actually looking for physical hits that have done impressions on the actual matting or the actual shingle. So, I mean, we see that a lot, Phil. Those are the main things, is where they're coming in and saying granular loss, or there's not enough hits in the square, or, that looks like old damage, whatever old damage is. I'm not so sure. I mean, maybe you can answer that. I've heard, hey, that's old damage. And I said, so how do you date hail damage?
Well, cosmetic damage is, when they're trying to date old damage, that's a little bit of an opinion. There's varying opinions on it. Sure, the asphalt mat right after a hailstorm is darker when the aggregate popped out. The aggregate is the granulars. And we've got different opinions. One, there's a prominent attorney out there. His name is Chip Merlin. He's got a blog out there called, it's Merlin Law Group. You just look up his propertyinsurancecoveragelaw.com. It'll bring you to his blog. And he talks about cosmetic damage as physical damage and recoverable under a property insurance policy. But a lot of insurance companies and engineers, in my opinion, they're not being honorable to the insurance policy, because they are stating that, granular loss, that's normal wear and tear, that's not covered on insurance policy. Well, let's talk about that. What there's called is hitchhikers. When an insurance or when a shingle gets manufactured, there's a lot of extra aggregate on their granulars, and they wear off over the first few years. It's a smaller percentage in this low double digits. But when a hailstorm comes along, there's different types of hail. You can have a big hailstorm, just beats up the shingles, or you could have a long hailstorm, 1-inch hail, sometimes as small as 0.75-inch hail if it's hard. If it beats those shingles for 30 minutes, you're not going to have these big fractures in the shingles, but you're going to have a tremendous amount of granular loss. And this panel is here to tell you that that is a covered loss. It's often debatable, but if you lost most of your granulars, that shingle is going to have an accelerated life cycle. The life cycle is going to be decreased. And we're going to get into that, what's covered and what's not. I'm Phil Coutu with Insurance Claims Radio. You can check me out at rooftoproofing.com. That's rooftoproofing.com. And I'm available by phone or text at 720 720-296-3492. We'll be right back. Do you have a commercial hail claim? Troubled hail claim? Underpaid claim? Missed damages? Bad faith? Possible legal action? Rooftop Restoration is a leading hail loss consumer advocate for poorly handled insurance claims. We specialize in hail damage, large commercial claims, and provide the total claims package risk-free. We pay and cover all expert costs, engineers, attorneys, roof inspectors, adjusters. We get you what you deserve under your insurance policy. Finance large deductibles, all the experts, experience, and stellar reputation with zero out-of-pocket costs. Risk-free. Call or text Rooftop Restoration at 720-296-3492. Call or text at 720-296-3492. That's 720-296-3492. And check us out at rooftoprestoration.com. Hi, I'm your host, Phil Coutu at Insurance Claims Radio. You can check us out at rooftoproofing.com. You can call me at 720-296-3492. Also, feel free to text. We're talking about different opinions related to an insurance policy, talking about granular loss, cosmetic type of damages. My host sitting next to me is Ryan. He's with Blue Ribbon Contracting, 720-975-4253. He works Colorado. He handles residential and commercial claims, our projects. And what Ryan was just pointing out, we're talking about granular loss. Is it covered under a policy? Most insurance companies say, well, no, it's wear and tear hitchhikers. And we're saying often it is covered. This is where you need a second or third opinion. And, you could be missing out on a brand new roof, whether it's commercial or residential. So let's get into that, Ryan. What do you see in the insurance companies when it's light or hail? What are you actually seeing out there right in today's industry, like this summer on a hail claim where it's light or hail and it's missing a lot of granulars? Is the insurance company paying for that?
It depends on if your contractor really knows what they're talking about. I think that the difference between getting it bought and not getting it bought is the ability to look at and know what kind of shingle it is, right? And then being able to research it and bring up the manufacturer's information and bring that manufacturer's information back, read that, and then understand the building code. So the listeners out there, I mean, if your contractor doesn't understand what kind of product you have and they don't understand the building code, you have some issues. And the other thing is we carry around what we call a mobile ITEL, and we're able to mobile ITEL the shingle to figure out whether it's an OC duration or a GAF. And really those are just different manufacturers of these shingles, and be able to pull up what does that look like? What is the manufacturer warranty on this stuff? And when does the manufacturer say it's done? Because that's going to be the argument with the insurance company is, hey, there's granular loss, but here's what the manufacturer says when it's got to be replaced. And we use some of that and some of it we don't. Sometimes we go out there and we just tell them, hey, look, there's a lot of loss. Look in the gutters. You can see it all lined up there. I mean, this isn't going to work. It's not going to protect the UV rays, and it's not going to protect.
When are you seeing, you got an example of a manufacturer voiding out the warranty from a certain size hail?
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, you might have a better idea on that one, Phil. We haven't run into that particular issue. We've brought in the manufacturer coding, right, for what they claim is when that portion of shingle is damaged or what we would consider damaged, and been able to successfully negotiate. But it's different on every claim.
Yeah, so while we're talking, I'm going to see if we can pull up. All manufacturers are a little bit different. While we're speaking about, I'll see if I can pull up the exact language, what's in the warranty they're talking about hail, because there's many different shingles and the warranty slide a little. So one of the important things is that how successful have you been when the insurance company has told one of your clients, oh, there's no damage, it's just granular loss?
I mean, it's 80-20, right, depending on what the portion is. We can get typically 80% of those claims depending on where they are and what the damage is, and everything's different. I'm not going to say that we can buy every one, but we're pretty good about getting up there and being able to negotiate with the insurance company on what that's going to do. Because I think you've been in the business for a long time. Once you have granular loss and you have no protection on the matting, if that gets damaged, you're going to start to have leaks right at some point. So our argument back is bringing up the manufacturer code, bringing up what the building code is, and then bringing back up to the insurance carrier, hey, this is why we see this as a problem. And I think it's, and you might have a different opinion, Phil, but my opinion is it's dependent on how good you can negotiate with the carrier and how well you can present your case on the customer's behalf, and your experience in the industry of what can happen, and being able to bring that portion up and really make them question whether that's supportive or not. I mean, would you agree or disagree with that?
Yeah, I mean it's really interesting because we have engineers in that saying that it's not shingle damage when you've lost a granular; it's wear and tear. But we're like, well, no. If the shingle was pounded by hail, is it wear and tear? No, it's not. There's a great blog out there done by Merlin Law Group who talks about loss of warranties, talks about cosmetic damage. That's Merlin Law Group. And you look for their Merlin Law Group blog, and there's great articles there. There's also a lot of information for our policyholders/consumers. If you Google "fight bad faith insurance claims," tremendous information out there. It actually rates insurance companies, what they've got their statistics. They'll tell you why on the site from best to worse. And you can look up and see if you have insurance. These are insurance companies that they might have a big volume market, but they take the percentage of troubled claims that they have. Most insurance companies void out warranties for hail over about an inch or bigger. I'm trying to find an exact one, but I'm having a little bit of trouble on the internet because the print is so small. There's multiple different manufacturers. I myself have been very successful in winning loss of granulars due to hail. The insurance company does have a point. Well, we don't owe for wear and tear. So that'd be like just natural granular loss. But when a hailstorm comes around, most policies that have a direct physical damage clause in them do owe for that hail damage. But most insurance companies are saying, no, we don't owe for the granular loss, or we don't owe for the loss of warranty. And that's absolutely incorrect. And that's where you need a professional like Ryan or myself here to come out, take a look. Ryan does residential and commercial. I specialize in commercial large loss, complex, and troubled claims only. And it's really, really important. You can be leaving thousands, tens of thousands, and sometimes millions of dollars on the table. So we specialize in that. I'm your host, Phil Coutu. You can check us out. One of our websites is rooftoproofing.com. There's a lot of information on there. Ryan, what's your website?
It's www.blueribbonEXT.com.
So Blue Ribbon, short for exteriors.com.
That's correct.
All right, and Ryan can be reached at 720-975-4253. You can contact the show or myself by phone or text at 720-296-3492. And you can check us out at rooftoproofing.com. So let's jump into what engineers are telling you about granular loss or about even deeper pits in the shingles. What are you finding? Is the engineer the insurance company hires paying for that?
No, not typically. They don't pay for it, Phil, is what we're finding. And I think that the fight comes back to really, again, I think you talked about this in a previous show, is the burden of proof is on the actual homeowner to prove that that's what happened. So a couple of things that we do in order to prove that is you have hail swath software. So we go back through the hail swath software and we try to find an actual swath that covers that particular house and prove to the insurance company that, hey, this house was in the swath of hail to go through the portion, so that granular loss can't just be, they'll try to blame it on foot traffic. They'll try to say, hey, that was previous damage. So when you pull the hail map up and you show them the swaths that went through, hey, well, hold on this date a month ago, this got hit. And so that's really how we try to justify the portion of what's going on, where the typical homeowner could say, hey, I know we were hit with hail because the houses around us are being built, but they're denying my claim and I don't understand why. And that's where you need a contractor to really has the software, can go through the portion, can talk to the engineer. When the engineer comes in, the question to the engineer is how did you come to that determination?
Well, I've got a lot of experience being a large loss adjuster for the insurance company and now a public adjuster as well as a roof inspector. And one of the things that's fascinating is the engineer's like, oh, no, I don't know what the policy says. Well, the policy clearly states direct physical damage. Sometimes there's some exclusions out there that can have a little bit more bearing, but most homeowners do not, homeowner policies. And the important thing is like, oh, we define damage as functional or cosmetic, which is kind of an originally made up term, functional, by Hague Engineering many decades ago. And an insurance policy is direct physical damage. So I've been on the roof with a prominent engineering company nationwide, and they've said to me, well, no, we're not going to pay for those nicks, all those little nicks in the shingle. The hail was only an inch and a quarter. It didn't break the mat. And I'll be like, well, you're the engineer. Yeah, well, that's what we're doing. I said, do you know what the insurance policy says? Nope, we're not allowed to comment. But I do know what the insurance policy says. So I'll go there, circle that. Often we'll use the appraisal process to decide the damage. And we'll get into it. And I've never lost because the insurance policy clearly says direct physical damage. So it doesn't matter if it's a little nick. That's like saying, well, you don't owe for the dent repair or fixing my car. The dents are really small. Like, give me a break. You bought this policy. It's a contract of adhesion. You paid the insurance company. So we don't look at them as your insurance company. We look at it as a contract. Just like you shook somebody's hand, you paid them money to insure against this covered loss. And now they've fragmented the whole policy and all the definitions. So, really what it does is it puts a lot of claims in dispute. And it's up for you, the insured policyholder, consumer, to contact a professional with real knowledge, check their CV, check their resume. Very, very important to find someone who's knowledgeable and has a lot of experience, because often you could be leaving a ton of money on the table, a full new roof, a full new commercial roof. And here at rooftoproofing.com, we specialize in financing. All our experts, we finance large deductibles on condos and big properties. If we do an analysis on your claim and we believe that the insurance company erred in their opinion, we'll take that on and we'll often carry all the costs until we win that claim, whether it's litigating, whether it's appraisal, whether it's all the forensic, meteorologist, engineers, laboratory tests to prove the claim. The burden of proof is on you. So we'll be right back. You're listening live to Insurance Claims Radio, and I'm your host, Phil Coutu at rooftoproofing.com. Do you have a commercial hail claim, troubled hail claim, underpaid claim, missed damages, bad faith, possible legal action? Rooftop Restoration is a leading hail loss consumer advocate for poorly handled insurance claims. We specialize in hail damage, large commercial claims, and provide the total claims package risk-free. We pay and cover all expert costs, engineers, attorneys, roof inspectors, adjusters. We get you what you deserve under your insurance policy. Finance large deductibles, all the experts, experience, and stellar reputation with zero out-of-pocket costs. Risk-free. Call or text Rooftop Restoration at 720-296-3492. Call or text at 720-296-3492. That's 720-296-3492. And check us out at rooftoprestoration.com. Hi, you're listening to Insurance Claims Radio. We're live in studio. I've got James D'Angelo here, a prominent engineer. James specializes in large loss commercial complex claims across Colorado and the United States. He's your guy to call for hail damage or hurricane damage. His phone number is 303-885-3731, and his name is James D'Angelo. He's got over 35 years experience. I'm also sitting here with another guest of mine. His name is Ryan, and he's with Blue Ribbon Contracting. He specializes in residential and commercial roofing, and he handles the whole state of Colorado. His phone number is 720-975-4253, and his name is Ryan with Blue Ribbon Contracting. Also, I am your host, Phil Coutu. I am a prominent public adjuster in the state of Colorado, Florida, and other jurisdictions. I also own rooftoproofing.com. Check us out at rooftoproofing.com. My specialty is complex troubled claims, similar to James. Me and James actually worked on a few claims together. And our company is a little different than most construction companies. We will take your claim on. We'll use a special contract to give us a lot of power in the contract, and we will front all the costs to win that claim if we believe in your claim. That means if you've got a roof that was repaired, denied, other people are getting roofs around you, or you've got exterior damage you're not happy with, you think your windows are damaged from wind, or the insurance company says you got dents to your gutters. We don't owe for that. There's a policy conflict. I am a public adjuster as well. We will take a look at your claim. We will give our honest opinion related to damages and or policy. We will pay or carry large deductibles for condos, warehouses. If we believe in that claim, we'll finance you for up to 5 years on that if you've got one of those really big 2 to 5% deductibles that are springing up. Also, if they've told you you don't have any coverage because you have a cosmetic exclusion, we love those claims. We will challenge that definition with the insurance company on your behalf. And if we take your claim, we plan on winning your claim. We will pay for all the experts, whether it's meteorologists, laboratory testing to do forensic analysis. Often we'll break down shingles on the matting to see where the damage is below, because you can be caught paying for that years down the road and miss out on your insurance claim because of statute of limitations. We specialize in those type of claims. If you need an honest second opinion, check us out at rooftoproofing.com. We're going to go back and we're going to spend a little bit more time talking about damage to shingles and the differences of opinion on what makes up damages. Some insurance companies and engineers think the mat has to be damaged for shingles. We're here to tell you that's usually not true. But, what is a consumer supposed to do when the insurance company tells them, oh, there's no damage, this roof's repairable, or there's just no damage to your roof, and they have an engineer with a beautiful report? Should you accept that opinion, or should you get your own second opinion? That's what we're all here to discuss. So let's talk about some things, Ryan, that you've seen happen out there. And James, have you guys had any issues where there was some fractured shingles and the insurance company didn't want to pay?
Of course, it happens all the time. I mean,
it's commonplace.
Yep.
So fractured shingles, when a hailstone impacts it or a hail strike impacts it, it just doesn't damage the aggregate on the surface. It damages the asphalt, the matting below, fiberglass or organic.
The whole composition, Phil.
You can actually, if you were to run water on it, lift it up, there is enough space that it's fractured that moisture can penetrate that shingle. And sometimes now we're getting engineers come out saying, oh, it's fractured, but it's not much. It's only a few shingles. We're here to tell you that you should get a second opinion. That even when it's just, they say it's cosmetic damage, you have a cosmetic exclusion. You should question authority. We're going to work on facts. We're not going to believe the conjecture of what an insurance company says. And it's really, really important for our consumers out there to get that second opinion. They might say it was installed incorrectly. They might say it's wear and tear. We don't know for that. Yeah, there might be wear and tear, but what about the hail that hit it? We were talking in an earlier show, I have a church, they paid $0. They said there's cosmetic exclusion. James is on that claim with me. And we just finally got them to total the roof. It's going to be $750,000 plus. They said there was $0 damage. It's really great that the church ran into us. They had 2 roofers that tell them, oh, this is an ode. It's cosmetic damage. Is it really cosmetic damage? And so that is very debatable. In these policies, sometimes the language isn't clear, which is a benefit to you, the consumer, because if it's unclear and it's ambiguous, you might have a valid claim even though the insurance company said you didn't. And these are things we want to bring in the forefront to consumers. James, what do you got to add to this?
Well, basically, you as the insured need to prove your loss. The only way to really prove your loss is to know the policy backwards and forwards as best you can, or bring in your own set of experts, and then hire your own engineers. The way we work is if you call upon us and we believe in your claim, we will bring in all the experts, we will pay for it. Rooftop has a long history of doing that. It is the best way to put your claim together. And Phil had mentioned earlier, a fracture, water will pass through. And in one of the earlier segments, we had also mentioned that over time, these damages that seem to be minor today will manifest themselves and become major within time, especially after it goes through a few cycles of weather. With the freezing, thawing, that will take those damages and compound them. Ryan, do you have anything to add on that?
No, I think you've covered most of the issues on that portion with the freezing and drying and the water dripping. And so.
Well, that's another thing that we want to talk about. The insurance company will say you just have granular loss, but that shingle got impacted because of UVA, sunshine, freeze-thaw cycles. The water's working, if there's a surface fracture, the water's working in, especially in Colorado and other parts of the country. It's freezing, it's warming up. What happens is when water freezes, it expands. So it's working on that fracture or that crack, making it bigger. And often insurance companies will say, oh, we can't really see any damage. It's just minor granular loss. But yet now, instead of your roof lasting 30 years, maybe it shaves 10 years or 12 years off your roof. Or worse, maybe you go to sell your house and a home inspector comes out and he might have a completely different opinion. So now you're negotiating on selling a house on a $15,000 or $20,000 roof off your listing price of maybe $450,000, $600,000. And now they're looking at the gutters. Oh, the gutters are dented too. So now you might have a $30,000, $40,000 claim and they're asking for a reduction. It's very, very important for the consumer to get a second opinion by a real professional. There's a lot of younger contractors out there that don't know yet, that think, oh, the insurance company said this, it must be legitimate. Sometimes it is legitimate, but we're here to tell you it's always beneficial to get a second opinion. You could be leaving thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and we've had claims that have gone from zero to millions of dollars by hiring our representation.
And would you guys agree on the other fact is that it doesn't necessarily have to be 8 hits to get the roof bought in a 10 by 10 square. It can be 3. I mean, I think when you talk about the contraction and everything going up and down with the water as it expands and contracts, that you're still going to have the same problems, right, Phil? I mean, it doesn't take 8 hits to cause a roof to leak.
No, it doesn't. I've been to a storm. I think it was Bellevue or Bullview, just outside of Omaha, about 15 years ago, where they had one piece of baseball sail every 8 to 10 feet and actually fractured the plywood. Those ended up being total roofs. You got to take the sheet of plywood out. You can't just replace one shingle. So we're nearing the end of the show. We specialize, all the panel here specializes in troubled, complex claims. If you feel your insurance company's denied your claim unfairly, paid or lowballed your claim, or offered you repairs, whether it's roofing, siding, or other issues on your property, gutters, you have a panel of experts here. Feel free to call us and check us out at rooftoproofing.com. This is live with Insurance Claims Radio, and we are at the end of the show. Do you have a commercial hail claim, troubled hail claim, underpaid claim, missed damages, bad faith, possible legal action? Rooftop Restoration is a leading hail loss consumer advocate for poorly handled insurance claims. We specialize in hail damage, large commercial claims, and provide the total claims package risk-free. We pay and cover all expert costs, engineers, attorneys, roof inspectors, adjusters. We get you what you deserve under your insurance policy. Finance large deductibles, all the experts, experience, and stellar reputation with zero out-of-pocket costs. Risk-free. Call or text Rooftop Restoration at 720-296-3492. Call or text at 720-296-3492. That's 720-296-3492. And check us out at rooftoprestoration.com.